Hey everybody, what's up? Stinger here again, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Redstoning. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to build this tileable, fully automatic sugarcane farm. So without further ado, let's get right into that. Okay, so here we have a stripped down version of the whole thing, and yes, that is just a facade. So as you can see, at the very top we have these observer blocks that recognize when the sugarcane grows to 3 blocks height. Below that we have the pistons that extend and harvest the sugarcane. And below that we have this minecart that runs back and forth and collects all the drops. Right? So this is a tiles design, which means you have one tile, which in this case is like a 2-block wide slice of this. And then you just take this and copy it as much as you want. Right? To whatever size of farm you want, basically. So let's build one of these tiles, right? So to do that, you want to start out with the rail. For that, I'm just going to use one powered rail and one normal rail, and power the powered rail with a lever. You could, of course, do a solid powered rail if you want to, if you have the resources in a survival map. But this is sufficient, right? So, after that, you want to take sand, or dirt, or grass, whatever you prefer visually. This is where our sugarcane will grow on, right? And behind that we need our water basin. So for that we're just going to use some solid blocks. Place them like this, right? So the water can be in here. And as a temporary measure I'm going to build 2 blocks here just to keep the water in for now. So fill this with water and then we can go ahead and plant our sugarcane. Nice. Next thing you want to do is take a full block, that is a solid cube block, right? And place it over the water here. I'm using glass just because I like seeing the water, but you can just use any block that's a full cube. Above that, you want to put your pistons, and above that, you want to put your observer blocks, right? So now the sugarcane can grow. Whenever it grows to 3 blocks height, the observer recognizes that, sends out a signal. That then needs to be looped back into the piston that extends and harvests the top 2 blocks of the sugarcane. So to wire this up, we need some blocks again. And the first one is really easy to wire up, because all you need to do is place a block behind the piston, put a redstone piece here, and that's it. Right, if I put something here, you can see, right, the observer powers this wire, that powers this block, that powers the piston. Nice. The problem is we cannot do this with the second one, because if we tried this like this, you can see it connects. And this means that whenever one of these grows to full height, you can see that both pistons, or by extension all your pistons in the entire farm, would fire, and we don't want that, that's inefficient, right? So what we're going to do instead is we want to take a redstone repeater that goes out here, that way we avoid the connection, and then all we need to do is we need to loop back around from here. So what we do for that is put a redstone block here, right, that can power the piston through this block. And then to connect these 2 up, we just put a solid block here. And now, this is just powering the piston below it, and this is just powering the piston below it. And as a last measure, what you want to do is you want to surround everything with a solid cube block. So do this and just a roof. This is just to keep the sugarcane from flying everywhere, because what we want is we want it to drop onto the sand here so it can be picked up by the minecart that drives below this, right? And this is basically one tile, so you just want to take this and copy it over as much as you want. Okay, so to finish this up, the first thing we want to do is we want to cap off the sides here, right? So we're just going to use some full cube blocks, put them here, just to keep the items from flying out, because you want the items to drop on the sand to be picked up by the minecart, right? Cap off this side as well, of course. And with that, the only thing left to do is the minecart rail down below. So we'll start off with the far end, and for that we'll simply use a normal powered rail that's constantly powered, and put a solid block here. Right, so the minecart comes in, gets stopped by the block, and gets sent back. On the other side, we want an unloading station, and for that, we're going to start out with a normal block and a normal rail. And now, we're going to use whatever you hook up your output with, I'm just going to use a chest here. And then we're going to put 2 hoppers like this. Right? On the first hopper you want to put another powered rail, and on the second hopper you want to put a solid block. So this works the same way as the other side, right? Minecart comes in, gets stopped by this block, and can be sent back. However, we don't want this rail to be powered all the time, right? We only want it to be powered if the minecart is empty, right? So if the minecart is empty, it comes in and goes right back out. But if the minecart has items in it, then we want it to stop and wait until it's unloaded, and then go back, right? So what we do for that is we'll use the hopper below here, right? We cannot check the content of the minecart directly because that would require a detector rail, which obviously isn't possible because we already need the powered rail. So the next best thing is to just use the hopper down below. So we'll hook up a comparator to the hopper, and then hook that up to a torch, and hook this up with some redstone to the rail here. So now, as you can see, the rail is powered, right? The hopper is empty, so the comparator is off. So this NOT gate is on, and that powers the rail. Now, if the minecart comes in with some items, the items will unload into this hopper, and that will turn off the comparator, that will turn off the torch, and that will turn off the rail. So minecart comes in, and the rail goes off, turns off, that is, right? And with that, the last thing you want to do is put down your minecart. Now, as a last optional thing, what you can do is add some wiring to be able to turn the farm on and off. Right, so the first thing is down here for the rail. For that, you simply want to add a second input to this torch here, something like this. This effectively turns this into a NOR gate, so whenever this input is on, this is always off, right? No matter what this thing does, this is just always off and, well, right? And then you can also disable the farm here by simply putting a block here with a lever, and then adding some redstone all across the observer blocks here. Right, these in this case will act as a normal block and just transmit the redstone signal from here down to the pistons. So when I flick this lever, you can see that all of the pistons are now active and block the growth of the sugarcane, as well as, well, don't get activated by any other means anymore because they are constantly active, right? One thing that you have to do here is put some solid blocks over these normal redstone pieces to prevent this connection, because with this connection you have the exact same problem that we wanted to prevent with this more complex second part here, right? And that is that now if this thing activates, if this observer activates, it will activate the entire line and all the pistons with it. So to prevent that, we just want to knock off the connection here by putting some blocks here, and that is that. And now this is working fine. Okay, with that I'll wrap up the video, so thanks for watching, I hope you liked the video. If you did, a thumbs up would be very much appreciated. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below, and if you want to see more videos of this kind, you can of course subscribe to my channel, and see you next time. Goodbye.